Good morning. I'm so glad that you're here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Glad you're all here. So we have Buddha Shala joining us today. Today's meditation came from Kuan Yin, and if you were here on Friday, we had a little bit of an orientation to things that are formulating. Energy is always moving, and so it's always creating a moment at a time. It's never anything really truly fixed. We have these pivot points that are, I believe to be important to our evolution. And so there are points that we reach, and from that point, we move towards another point. So if you hear that noise, there's we have these oak trees and they're dropping acorns like crazy. So we're being pelted. So if you hear these noises, that's what it is. But we have these pivot points that are predestined. This is, again, my opinion, but it seems to be supported by what I've researched. And from these pivot points, we move in a different direction. It's kind of like your life, all the timelines that you are following are bumping into other opportunities, other potentials along the way. And we always make choices about which timelines to pursue. And so this being one of those pivot points, right? And so we don't really know when things shift. And sometimes they shift and we don't even know that they shift until we suddenly kind of wake up in another reality and say things feel different. But I've been hearing that people have had a difficult time with the energies that are here now. They're always responding to the collective consciousness, which, as you know, we're approaching a big election. There's lots of divisiveness on a lot of things in the United States. And, obviously we have a virus that has been kind of creating a completely different experience for a lot of us. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of fear, frustration, anger, all that being present. And so we don't need to be immersed in that. We don't need to be marinating in that. Not to say that we should ignore it or push it away, but being in the space of your sovereign self, your sovereign being, and creating that sacred space, cultivating it so that that energy doesn't impact your field. Because we do know that one of the most important things that we can do as souls walking this earth is to be radiant, to be radiant beings of light that are here to shed this essence, to shine this essence on others so that their fields can pick up on that vibration. That has nothing to do with changing their consciousness. It has nothing to do with teaching them. It has really even not much to do with modeling for them. It is a vibrational trigger that happens. And if you think about when you woke up, it just sort of happened, right? There might be people that inspire you, but all of a sudden you got this curiosity, this insatiable curiosity to pursue something that was unusual and unique probably to you at that time. And so that is the very essence that we're talking about, the very essence that they receive, that their biofield, that their auric field picks up from yours. It's like somebody joining into a harmony, when people are harmonizing in song and another joins in and adds to that song. That's really what this is about, a vibrational harmonic. So what happens when somebody learns that song is that they create their own song, they express their own song. And so that's what you're doing. You're here as this vibrational being to be a radiant harmonic field so that others start to harmonize with. So that's just kind of an overview of the energetic of, why we're here and the importance of creating that harmony within your own field and being the highest vibration that you can express at this time. Because if you think about it, it's always an averaging, a collective averaging. I'm using averaging for lack of a better word. But if some people are vibrating higher and others are vibrating lower, then this collective, consciousness that we share, this fabric of life that we share that is vibrational, created by the consciousness, is weighted more on peace and love and less on distortion and the divisiveness that's happening. So very important to cultivate the sacred space within your own field, your own consciousness, and not to protect that from others, but to protect it yourself, to keep it sacred. So that said, Friday we heard all about what's happening ahead. We heard about what's around the corner, these solar flares that will be coming. And as I said, we don't know the timing. And they said over and over, this is not to anticipate. So we're not anticipating. We're just in the awareness of. So with that, today's meditation is really about this inner harmony. Today's meditation is about finding the vibration that holds us in that state of inner harmony and how to cultivate it. And so today is really about taking days of rest and restoration and helping us to understand the synthesis of this, the science of this, and also just the intention behind this, how the breath and how this sacredness is cultivated and why. So today we're going through that experience. Couldn't be more different than Friday, right? So come into the body and taking your awareness inside, closing the eyes. Awareness comes inside. It's a sense of peace. Feel that wave of peace come through. We're joined this morning by Kuan Yin, the Divine Feminine Master. Let's just take these moments of subtle breath. Feeling that wave of peace coming. And breathe it into your very being. As we draw breath in through the nose, fill the lungs. And expand the belly. And an everlasting breath. And whenever you're ready, releasing through the mouth. Breath can be endless. Taken softly and consciously. As we create a wave of love. The very center of our being. Moving with this wave of love. Peaceful presence. Unmistakable. And remembering you are the essence of life. And you are needed as this essence. And as we gather this morning, we're here to celebrate life. And to feel the joy of all that is. Unmistakable. Pure bliss. To see the beauty in all that surround us. And the consciousness that holds that as sacred. Beauty. Beauty is the reverence for creation. Beauty is the consciousness, the reverence for all that vibrates with love. And that love is speaking to you. Beauty is the sacred seen through loving eyes. The sacred seen through light. The sacred seen as light. Today, joy emanates. Today, joy flows. And today, the sacred speaks joy. This is a day of rest, a day of restoration, and a day to practice with self-care and compassion for you, the vessel, you, the human. It is sacred. Rest is sacred. As rest restores, and movement is sacred. Intentional movement restores the body. Sacred joy is found in rituals such as taking a warm bath, taking a walk in nature. All of these things are sacred to the body and sacred to the soul. You are today finding that rest is calling you. That rest is the singular most important thing to do. So you are given permission to just rest and to find joy in the ritual that you create. This is a calling to you to rest. And in this rest, find joy in practices that give you pause, that hold space and time for the vessel to adapt to changes happening around you. These changes are not physical. They are energy. They are vibrational. And they are magnetizing. This exchange of your vessel with the universe is taking time. It needs time. So you taking the time is the answer to the calling of the universe. the calling of the universe to prepare and to restore. Looking ahead and looking back do not serve the present moment, the very sacred present moment. Let us pause in the present moment for today. Let us pause in the present moment. And together, let us pause for a moment as we draw breath gently and compassionately, listening inside to the body and asking that its needs be met. That you see where love is needed, where breath is needed, and support the vessel through the ritual of breath. Of feeling into the breath. Listen to what the body says, what the body is telling you. Is the body responding? Is the body releasing? Let the body feel into gravity. Let the body give itself in to gravity. Body giving in to gravity. And feel into the body now that it has released. And now let the body breathe without you. Let the body begin to breathe without you. The whole body taking over the breathing. Just breathing. And let the body know that you trust and support it, that you receive it. That the body is one. That there is no part of the body that's less than any other. No aspect that is less than any other. And let this be full acceptance of your body. The body is a most sacred vessel for the soul to explore life. And in this living, breathing vessel, all of life, all experience all intelligence is a living union of life. It is our expression of the divine to experience love in the physical, to see and be the reality, the physical expression of love. This is the purpose of life and the meaning for it. The opportunity for your soul to come here now is a grand gesture of love. A gesture that takes on the energy of the human race and becomes the loving grace that brings healing, that brings awareness, that brings vibration and light to the planet. A gesture. You are a volunteer. That means that a choice was made to come and to give. To come and to give. And in this giving, you are giving without consciously moving. You are giving by supporting the vibration of love through your body. So you are exchanging with many human souls at all times, gifting your love and gifting your light without knowing it, without seeing it. And this, the most important work you do, to be the divine light, to be the whole being of light, and to hold this light in the highest consideration so that they will do the same. They too will be called to do the same. And let us recognize the importance of that light. That light is turned up and tuned in. It is the fullest expression that can be held at this time. It is the light that shines on others. The light that recognizes that the sacred is the path to love. And so this most sacred of journeys, the most important life your soul has ever expressed, at this most dynamic time in human history, is calling you to rest. To receive yourself with rest. And to look at rest as giving yourself the answer to what you need today. To see that rest is sacred and holds great purpose. And let us find the consciousness that holds the energy deep within as the eyes sink even deeper and deeper. The eyes sinking deeper and deeper. And let the body feel its space. Every cell in every space. every organ, every gland, every vessel, every bone, releasing. Let us release. Let us rest. Asking that every bone rest. Every muscle rest. Every organ rest. We are in rest mode. No call to action, just rest. And noticing every cell vibrates with love. And as it does, has a spontaneous return to homeostasis, returning to its natural, to its most natural expression, the true nature. And let the body do its work. Now is the time to rest. And in this loving space, holding the body in the highest regard for all it does for you, how it walks and moves through life, how it shepherds you, how it guides you, how it navigates you, how it responds to your desire, always responding to the will and to the consciousness. And this body is the only vessel you have. The only vessel in this lifetime. And it requires that you love it and support it with good food, good water, with light. It requires you to be a steward of this sacred vessel by keeping it healthy, by keeping it moving so that organs and vessels receive nourishment. They receive nourishment when our blood flows peacefully through the body as the old cells are replaced with new. Did you know that we grow a new body every 7 years? Did you know that every day you have new cells? And that these cells are responding to the quality of food, the quality of vibration, the nourishment they receive at the time of their reproduction, the quality of life, the cells, the cellular structure that is the body is a hologram for the conscious choices you hold, for what you hold sacred, what you hold as practice, what you hold as reverence. So this body needs rest, and it needs your conscious awareness that this is the only vessel that you have, and that it calls for love, It calls for sacred ritual. It calls for rest. And let us breathe in and out through the nose, both inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And through this very breath comes the intelligence for what surrounds you, what the conditions are in the field, what surrounds you. This breath informs the body of its conditions. It informs the body of its surroundings. And in this breath, there is important meaning, intelligence. It informs the body if there is danger. Finding if there is stimulus. This is the consciousness of the body, the breath. It holds the intelligence to tell the body what is happening in its surroundings. It is telling you, the conscious being, that all is well, or fight or flight, and the body responds. It programs through this breath, monitoring the surroundings. And as we take in what is with each breath, we are creating cellular memory about the conditions we are living in. These conditions tell the story of life. The essence of which is the template of the body to see what does the program look like, what is the program seen. And this informs every single cell, every biome, every energy responding to the flow of information, to the flow of breath. So this rest, this joy that we are creating today, is the opportunity to bring new programs of life. The splendor of life reflects a perfect hologram. When the life is resplendent, filled with joy and reverence for life. When love abounds, we are resplendent, effervescent, radiant. And this state of being is the consciousness of how you respond to the very meaning of your life, to the environment, how you feel, what you create, how you love. And let us reflect a bit as we reset the body and reset the consciousness by breathing in and breathing out, and drawing the breath in through the nose, releasing the breath out through the mouth. And one more breath in and breath out. And let us take the breath, draw the breath in to the lower belly, to the sacral chakra, the Tandien, center for life force energy, center of joy and abundance, the center that reflects a passion and a purpose, the very animation of being. And as we draw breath here, let us pause at this space, inhaling to the center of joy and life force, and pause as we take that moment in this center, releasing the breath through the mouth, drawing into this center of life force, of passion and purpose, feeling the space created here with a pause and release, as we release all that does not serve the highest vibration of joy in this moment. Taking in this very moment, breathing in this very moment, and taking this pattern of breath as long as it is comfortable. At least 3 conscious breaths. Attuning to the center of life force, the joy potential, pausing in this vibration. And let us return to the easy breath, a conscious and easy breath. And let us breathe through the nose so we receive the ether, the very ether that reflects our conditions at this moment. Let us feel the shift. Feel the center. And in this feeling, there is joy in every moment. Joy in every breath. Abundant joy in every breath. And this joy is peace. This joy is peace. Abundant peace. And let us formulate this very breath throughout this day. Let us repeat this practice through the day as we create a day of rest. This day of rest for the body. And you may have conditions that do not allow physical rest. And we acknowledge. And let this practice be the joy breath, the sacred breath. Let this practice follow your day. And in this practice, become the living, breathing center for the rest and nourishment that the body needs, that the field needs. And despite conditions, we are creating consciousness. and the method to living in that consciousness, the conditions for living in that consciousness. The singular, most important job a soul can do at this time in human history, this most important time, is to vibrate with the truth, to vibrate with the sacred, the divine, with the truth. And in this, there is a bond of trust, a sacred bond of trust, a bond that can never be broken. What's made, it can never be broken. And this bond takes us together through this journey. It knows that there is abundant love in all experience. This bond knows that there is abundant love in all expressions, and that all that you experience, all that you respond to, is a gift of love. Every single experience you have had is at its very core a gift of love, a loving grace. Every circumstance, every obstacle is a point of movement, moving you, calling you, directing you to the next and the next, and calling you away from or to that which is the highest calling, always a sacred bond. And in this, you are supported, you are guided, you are led, you are loved, above all loved. And in this life, this cycle that we are in, there is sanctity in that love. There is sanctuary in that love. And when you hold this truth to be conscious, when you know with all your being that you are loved and supported beyond measure, that your life is the blessing you seek, a blessing that has already been gifted, there is no greater joy. There is no greater joy. The rapture of life is consciously created. The love for life is here. It has been gifted you. You are the gift, and this gift is of the source of all that is, being here for you always. The gift of seeing that you are sacred, that you are the only soul that is having this experience, the only one, the unique and beautiful template created by God to be here. And this vessel needs love. The consciousness needs alignment for that rest, so that the effervescence can return. A return to radiant love. And breathing in and breathing out. Let us breathe for a few more minutes as we take in all that has been brought to you, all that has been cultivated in this moment, as every cell and every structure in the body is informed that this is sacred, that this moment is sacred, and this body, the receiver of that moment, is the most sacred vessel that there is. Consciousness takes this in as we breathe. Breathing in the sacred, breathing in the love, the essence of love, and breathing in the highest symphony that you have at this moment. The symphony that brings in all that vibrates with you in a beautiful harmony that supports and feeds the vessel as you walk the earth. Let this be a sacred day of rest as we receive ourselves, placing the right hand over the heart and the left hand over the belly. Drawing a breath in and out as we move the hands to the heart, both hands placed on the heart, and taking in all of the love that is here for you. Everything that has come into your life has been a gift of love, pointing you, pivoting you, moving you, and drawing you into more love, an even greater love. And so it is that you are loved, you are love. And all that is within you. And so it is. As the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Using the breath to attune ourselves to the body as the consciousness begins to come back to the fingers and the hands and the toes and the feet, the arms and the legs. This state of rest will be with you throughout the day. You are supported, you are loved, and you are light. And I thank you so much for joining today. I hope you have a beautiful day, taking whatever movement feels right to your body at this time. And move intentionally, consciously through the day. See if we can use this flow of energy to meet the day as it comes. Instead of reaching for the day, taking the day as it comes as best you can. And taking these practices of drawing the breath into the sacred space of the sacrum. pausing there for that moment of joy before releasing the exhale. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Allison. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.